I am so happy to finally have you on the Happy Vagina because you are the vagina queen.
Oh my God, the fanny queen. Yeah, thank you very much for having me. And ultimately, when I saw your podcast or the name of your podcast, I thought, why the hell have I not been invited onto this?
I had invited you. I was like, does anyone know Nimco Ali? How can I get hold of Nimco Ali?
The fanny defender of the world.
You are the fanny defender of the world. We've become fierce friends over the last year. You're one of my one of my gifts of the coronavirus, and we've founded this board together to work on closing the gender health gap. And I've really fallen in love with you as a human being, and it's been an honor getting to know you. You have built your own empire of fighting for women's rights based on this very early year experience that you had. And can you share with our listeners a little bit about your history?
Yeah, so I I'm an anti-FGM activist at heart, but also I'm a social, I'm a strategist and all these other kind of things. But I was subjected to FGM at the age of 7, and that really was basically the understanding of my gender for me was actually this act of violence really brought me into my womanhood or girlhood, as you might want to say that. And then I've spent the last literally the last 30 years kind of dissecting that and really trying to understand what it means to be a woman and kind of like the gender inequalities that women face, and also how that kind of intersects with every part of our lives. So I think if you'd spoken to me 10 years ago, FGM would have been at the forefront of everything and all that I do. But I think everything and all that I do right now is as a woman who is a survivor of FGM. And so I'm like 38 years old now. So I'm actually 31 years plus my experience of FGM and all my life experiences, period, sex, orgasms, everything else, hopefully pregnancies, and definitely menopause. If I live to that, if I live to the point where I'm able to hit menopause, means the fact that I will be living all those kind of key moments as a woman, as a survivor of female genital mutilation. And that is not a unique thing because there are 200 million women globally living with that. And that's basically 20% of all Facebook user survivors. You could say in that kind of context, that's how large the number of women are. So 200 million women globally. And sadly, that could be an extra 70 million by 2030, but I'm working towards that not happening.
Were you able to have that conversation with your mum from quite a young age, or were you more looking around the outside of your immediate family to get some answers?
It's taken almost 30 years to get to the point where I was able to understand my mother as a woman rather than trying to expect things from her. She was 27 when I was subjected to FGM, and to be able to say that I would have the power and the voice to stand up to a patriarchal community at that age is actually something that I know would never have happened. So the way that I dealt with my mom was actually, I was demanding an apology and demanding an explanation from her that she could never give me. But what she gave me was the ability to be able to be educated and to have the freedom that I do now, to be in the position where I am, to understand not just FGM as to what it is, but to be able to fight against it.